It started like any other high-profile film premiere. Flashing lights. Screaming fans. Reporters shouting from behind barriers, fighting for a soundbite or a perfect photo. The red carpet outside the Odeon in London was glowing, velvet ropes gleaming under camera flashes. Security lined every side. Celebrities arrived one by one, stepping out of black cars with polished confidence, wearing designer tuxedos and gowns. Inside the venue, just beyond the chaos, a man named David was adjusting a mop bucket. He wasn't part of the movie. He wasn't on the guest list. He was 63 years old, quiet, and had been working night shifts at the venue for nearly 20 years. Everyone called him Dave. He never corrected them. He just smiled and got on with the job. Tonight, he'd been asked to come in early and make sure the main lobby floor sparkled before the celebrity arrivals began. He wasn't supposed to still be there by the time the red carpet crowd flooded in. But a spill near the rear staircase delayed him. By the time he was wrapping up, the noise had already shifted inside. Guests were starting to arrive. Dave tried to stay out of sight. He leaned his mop against the wall and stepped back behind a pillar, not wanting to ruin anyone's shot or be seen in the background of some glitzy social media post. His uniform was wrinkled. His shoes were worn. And he felt deeply out of place. That's when he saw him. Jason Statham had just entered the lobby. Surrounded by handlers and camera crews, he looked exactly like the star you'd expect: tailored black suit, crisp white shirt, no tie, as effortlessly confident as the characters he played. People cleared a path for him without being asked. Dave instinctively stepped farther back into the shadow. But then, Jason turned his head. Just for a second. He saw Dave. It could have ended there. Jason could have nodded politely and walked on. He had interviews to do, a premiere to attend, cameras waiting. But instead, to everyone's surprise, including the publicists trying to steer him forward, Jason stepped off the carpet. He walked straight toward Dave. At first, Dave panicked. He reached for his mop bucket, assuming he was in the way. Maybe someone complained. Maybe he wasn't supposed to be there at all. He braced for an awkward moment. But Jason smiled. "Hey, mate," he said. "That floor's looking better than my shoes." Dave let out a nervous chuckle. "Ah, thanks. Just trying to stay out of the way." Jason didn't leave. He extended a hand. A firm, no-nonsense handshake. "I'm Jason." "I know," Dave said. "You're in half the DVDs I own." That made Jason laugh. The conversation didn't last more than 2 minutes. But what made it extraordinary, what turned this from a passing kindness to something the internet would explode over, was that every bit of it was caught on video. Someone from the press, testing a gimbal setup early, had been recording wide-angle footage near the entrance. They caught Jason stepping off the red carpet. They caught the handshake. The small laugh. And they caught what happened next. Jason asked Dave if he'd ever seen a premiere. Dave shook his head. "Just the aftermath," he said. "Usually cleaning popcorn off the floor when it's all over." Jason looked at his team, then back at Dave. "Then what are you doing here?" Dave blinked, confused. Jason turned to one of his handlers. "Get him a seat," he said. "Right near the front." It wasn't performative. He didn't shout. There was no dramatic announcement. He simply insisted. Quietly. Respectfully. Like someone who'd grown up working class and never forgotten the people who made everything function behind the scenes. Dave resisted at first. "I'm just a janitor," he said, half smiling. Jason shook his head. "Nah, tonight you're a guest." 15 minutes later, Dave, still in his uniform, still a little dazed, was sitting in the 4th row of the premiere beside executives and film reviewers, holding a free popcorn bucket he didn't quite know what to do with. That night, the movie played. Applause filled the theater. But when people exited, the buzz wasn't about the film. It was about the video. Someone had uploaded the footage to TikTok with the caption, Jason Statham left the red carpet for a janitor. Within hours, it had over 5 million views. By morning, every platform was flooded. Twitter, Instagram, Reddit threads titled "Jason Statham is the definition of class." News outlets picked it up. A YouTube creator did a full commentary breakdown. Celebrities commented. Even The Rock retweeted the clip, writing, "Real ones move in silence." Respect. People learn more about Dave. A quiet widower. Lost his wife 4 years ago. Raised 2 daughters. Never missed a shift. Never once called in sick. He was offered a vacation trip. A cleaning supply company gifted him new equipment and a year of bonuses. The venue promoted him. But more importantly, strangers began showing up just to thank him for being a symbol of people who rarely get noticed. As for Jason, he never commented. He didn't need to. That 2-minute moment had said everything. In a world that often glorifies noise, drama, and spectacle, the smallest act of kindness, unplanned, unposted, unpolished, became the most powerful thing anyone had seen that night. And all it took was one man stepping off the red carpet to remind the world that respect has nothing to do with status, nothing to do with money, and everything to do with how you treat people when no one expects it. No one expected Jason Statham to stop for the janitor. But what the cameras recorded, it melted millions of hearts and made the world just a little softer.